Hey guys, I'm MeeMee and I do all sorts. Now if you have been following me you will notice that I am missing March's Smart Art box. Don't worry, I do have it, it's just that there's a component that I need for it. And because of the current situation I didn't want to buy it offline and I've been waiting for the shops to open so I can go get it. That's all I'm saying about that. So that video is coming, it'll just take that little bit longer and you will see why as well. So anyway, with that said, this is April's Smart Art box. So if you don't know, Smart Art is an art subscription box from the US and where you get an abundance of different art supplies. I'm not sponsored, not affiliated. So with that said, let's see what we get in April's box. So in April's box we get, and under the orange paper we get, ooh, as you can tell, I am so excited. Oh, there's just so much to look at right here. Hold on. So I'm starting enough with the Smart Art booklet and it's got a list of everything that we've got in the box. You get hints and tips and even a couple of project ideas. But I'm not going to look at that because I don't want to spoil it for myself. So first off is my worst nightmare, which is charcoal. Yeah, I'm sorry, I hate anything messy. But I am willing to give this a go. Alright, so after giving myself a paper cut trying to get this damn thing open, you can see that this comes in a metal tin, which is a bonus. And taking this out, we have different hardnesses and softness and mediumness, some different charcoal sticks. Then we've gone to pack of, I think it's willow sticks or something, but they're the ones that are like really brittle and they're like the really messy ones. And then we have a charcoal pencil. This is like one of those woodless pencils and when no matter how much you rub on the barrel, and this is the kind of thing that I love using when it comes to charcoal because it means less mess. And here we've got 3 pencils in soft, medium and hard, and like I say, it's in a nice tin. And by the way, this is by Royal and Langnickel, so yeah, nice first edition. Alright, and up next we have artist tape. I'm assuming that this is like washi tape or masking tape. This is the first time I've ever got anything like this in an art box, so that is super generous. So as you can see, it's white, it's actually quite thick, which is quite nice. So it's a lot thicker than washing tape and hopefully a lot nicer than masking tape, and hopefully it won't rip up the paper, but we'll soon test that out later. Oh jeez, the more I look at this box and the more I know I'm going to love it, she says sarcastically. So up next we have a Smart Art sticker, and I really do love this. I love the colours on it and how it goes from nice vibrant and like more monochromatic. Love my stickers. And our sweets for this month is Skittles. Now unfortunately I do not like Skittles. I'm not really a big fan of sweets with like sugar coated shell on it, but only since like one mouthful, so I think I'll let that one slide. Right, up next we have a bag full of something. Yeah, you can't have told that we're working with charcoals here because we've got blending stones and tortillons in a lot of different sizes. And I love the fact that they give you an option of which ones you want to use, because I think these ones are softer and these ones harder. I'm not entirely too sure. And I really do love the fact that they give you different sizes. And also in the bag we have this sandpaper, which you'll be able to sharpen the charcoal sticks to a finer point. That's all I know about that. Alright, and up next we have a paint marker. I absolutely love paint markers. Ooh, and this time it's oil based. I've never had an oil based paint marker before, and it's usually acrylic. So this is from Art Rink, I think it is, and it looks like it's in white, and you know, I could be wrong, it could be pink, you just don't know. So I'm interested to see how this works later, especially with the charcoal. And up next we have kneadable erasers from Vape Castell. Now I've never seen kneadable erasers this colour before, but it says here that it's from black lead pencils, charcoals and pastels, and from correction and lighting. I have no idea what the difference is, and it just says a kneadable eraser. So I'm going to give them to a go. And so up next we've got a hand Mule sketch pant. So it's 100% pure cotton rank, 140 GSM, £65 in some 5 by 8 inches, and you get 30 sheets. Ooh, that's rather interesting. The texture of it is like really rough. I've never found some paper like this before. Not entirely too sure if it's smoother on top and rougher underneath. And then on top is some like one of those tracing papers and grease-proof paper, I don't know. But it's a nice touch to keep them papers nice and white. Alright, and last but not least is another bane of my life. These 24 soft pastels from Vape Castell. Again, another medium that I'm not looking forward to because soft pastels means that there's going to be mess. So we've got a cardboard sleeve and a cardboard box with the lid that comes off, and inside we have a little leaflet. And that we've got a protective piece of foam, and underneath that is a protective sheet. And underneath that are the absolutely most adorable sticks from hell that I've ever seen. I've never seen such small pastels before in my life, and now I cannot actually wait to use them because it's so freaking cute. Oh, and the colours are so beautiful as well. I love the fact that you get into a wide range of colours, you know, and get into a couple of reds, you know, and quite a lot of blues and greens actually. And then you get into all of your earthy tones. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how these come out. And despite everything that I've just said, you know, I just like to contradict myself. Well, it definitely did take me a hot second to get everything prepared. As you can see, I'm using the boxes like protection, so I'm not getting, you know, dust everywhere because, yeah, I have very light carpets and I do not want to have black streaks everywhere. So for me, this is actually extremely useful. So what I'm going to do is, and I am actually, as much as I do not want to, I need to test out everything that I've got. So I've got the piece of hand Mule paper here, and so let's get started. And so first off, I'm going to try out this tip, just see how well it goes down, how well it comes up. You know, I've never tried this tip before, and it is actually quite thick, so I want to see how that comes out. Going fairly straightforward, and I'll be peeling that up later and see how, you know, and see if it actually rips the paper up. So anyway, let's get on to the fun part. So I'm going to start off with the charcoal, and I'm starting off with the sticks, and I've already got it everywhere. So that's quite firm, and as you can see, off to a great start. So next up is this, and it's already broken, so you can see how fragile it actually is. And that is super soft. Like I say, I'm not using these because I really do not like them, but they do go down really dark, which is what I do like. Up next is the charcoal pencil. Feels really nice. I do prefer using them because I can say you do not get into anywhere on your hands, you know, because there's a casing on it. And onto the pencil. So the pencils worked as well as the sticks did, but the sticks you do get like the surface coverage a lot better than the pencils, which are like mainly for finer details. And that's the charcoal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take whatever this is and just smudge a couple of these out just to see how this works, because I've never used one of these before. And it smudges, you know, like a normal Untitled. And of course you can transfer into other parts of the page and get some really nice shadows elsewhere. And so next up I'm going to be trying to need to erase. Still don't know which one's which, but this does feel a little bit sticky. I don't want to use the entirety of it, so I'm just going to break a little piece off and try it. Yep, and just pick up and just not everything. Really don't like how sticky that is. So some found the charcoal is quite nice, but like I said, I am going to be using like the pencils and even like the woodless one. And up next I'm trying on the mini pastels, and I'm again not really a big fan, but I am looking forward to trying them out because they're mini and I have never had a mini set before, apart from a massive cross-contamination around the lighter colours when I was tipping it all out. The colours are absolutely beautiful and vibrant. Whatever colour the stickers in came out on the paper perfectly, but then again, it is the exact same pigment, so. But yeah, I absolutely do love these colours, especially in that like royal blue one. Alright, so I'm just using the cleaner side of whatever this is, and I'm just going to smudge this and see how that goes. That smudges that really beautifully as well. Right, so next up is this paint marker. Like I said, I've never tried an oil one before, so this is going to be interesting. And I'm going to do it on this bin tee, which I've prepared earlier. It's just so I can see it because it is a white marker. And with this, it is a pump action one as well. Just like Posca's, if you've ever had a Posca or a paint marker, and works the exact same way, and it's just oil based instead. Alright, oh my life, that stinks. Gee whiz. So we're starting to get some paint action here. Okay, so then it's soaking right through. So I'm going to try little bits in here and see how that works. Now that's just soaking right through. Now that's actually quite disappointing. And it's working a bit on the pastels, but only when it's like really put down like it is now. Sorry, I'm great at explaining things. And like this without any smudging, just plain flat colour, it'll work on top of that, but everything else will just soak through the paper and even onto the cardboard underneath. Using this, I definitely will be opening a window because that really does smell bad. Alright, and last but not least, and time to check out this masking tape. Right, it came up bunt and did rip up the paper a bit, so I'm gonna have to be extremely careful with that. Alright, speaking of which, we do have prompts on the back, and these are like weekly ones, but the last time I did a smart art box, I kind of like mashed a couple of things together. So this time we've got Ladybug, Umbrella, Sprout, and Something You Ate Today. It shouldn't have been too much of bother, colour wise, but I've got like a beautiful amount of colours here. So I am going to give this a think and I will get right back to you. And so today the gloves are off because this is going to get very, very messy. So I didn't think, and looking at all of the colours and the prompts, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I don't do any planning. If I want to do it, I just do it. So I'm going to do the Something You Ate Today, which was actually corn chicken. Bear with me. And the first thing that came to mind, like I said, when the amount of beautiful colours, was a rooster. I know the roosters aren't chickens, but it's within the same poultry family. That's what I'm going to be doing. So let's get started. Yeah, by the way, I do have a reference open and it's just off camera. And I have no idea how to use pastels, so I don't know if they're going to layer on top of each other, whether to do darks first and go with lights. But I'm going to be finding out pretty soon anyway. Alright, and this is it. Well, I have to admit that I did actually have more fun than I thought that I would. Even though that is quite abstract, I really do love the way how it came out. And the soft pastels were actually really good, especially for the feathering details. But again, as you can see, it was hella messy, which I really did not like, and I've got the residue all over the paper as well, which I'm not happy with. But at least it's all contained within the box. So apart from the fact that everything was extremely messy, the pastels worked really, really beautifully. I have to admit that. As you can see, the colours came out absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully you can actually tell what it is. I went a little bit abstract with the tail because I wanted to have some green in there as well, even though it's just there out of thin air. But you sort of getting some basic idea of it anyway. Then I went in with the woodless charcoal pencil just to do some finer details, which I could not do with the black soft pastel. I did try to avoid as much black as possible, so the really dark areas you see is done in a really dark grey. And then instead I just went in with the black pens just to deepen some of it, put in the little details. And of course this did not work on top of it whatsoever, so unfortunately that was a bit of a bust. At least this time it didn't smell as bad, but still I could have really done with some brighter highlights in it just to really bring it out a bit more. So overall, again, as much as I hated everything, then the quality and the vibrancy of everything that I've used was absolutely spot on. I actually got some crazy details out of this. So when it actually comes to stuff like this, a good tip is to use a good fixative. I haven't sprayed mine yet, but I will do with the Windsor Newton Professional Fixative, which is absolutely amazing. I paid £10 for this off Amazon, and honestly it's the best fixative that I've ever used in my entire life. And this is the only fixative that I've used. You can go super cheap and use hairspray, but unfortunately that doesn't work as good as this. So I would actually say invest in a fixative if you're going to do something as messy as this and not get it over everything else. So yeah, if you guys would like to have your own smart art box, I will leave the link in the description box below. And with that said, I'm going to clean up the mess of my hands because I've still got it on my nail polish and behind the nails, so I'm going to be scrubbing my hands for the next 10 years. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.